Welcome to our yoga class. My name is Tammy. Join me on the mat. Our focus for our class is a good night's sleep. So having a good night's sleep, this is really good for us to do right now, getting our body settled, letting us come to a calm state in mind and body. So with our focus in hand, we'll get our pillows, props, get some pillows if you don't have a rectangular bolster. We'll roll over to our back. You may also lie on your back without pillows, without any kind of props for supporting your back. This one is really nice for the spine. So if you have something that you can lie down on, so your back feels a little bit higher, of course, than your hips here, that it's this big opening into the chest, please do so. My knees are bent right now. I'll show you a couple of different ways that you can come into this pose. So you can have your knees bent. You may turn your knees out to the sides for butterfly. It's always nice to do. And you can have cushions underneath the knees. Remember, take your time to set up. If you think, oh, I didn't, I don't have my pillows ready, just go get them, not to worry. You may also have your legs straight. What you like to do. Our head is resting. Now when you're having the lower back tucked into your prop, you're able to take that pressure off. Tuck those hips in, lower back resting. Thoracic back, part of your back resting. Notice this big opening into the chest, into your shoulders. We turn to our breath with this big opening into the front of the body, feeling the pressure onto the back. You can feel the opening through the front, through the back with the inhale breath. Exhale breath. You release, air back down to the earth. Inhale, feeling the rise. Exhale, feeling the fall. Let your body yield into the ground, yield into your supports. Go. Letting our fascia tissue start to release through the front of the body. Holding our poses for longer to help the fascia to release. The fascia covers your whole body, inside of the body. Nice, deep breath. Longer breath. Inhale, exhale breath, be longer. And the inhale breath. You may hear sounds around you. You're present. You notice what your physical body is doing. You may notice how you're feeling. You're thinking. Be here for a little bit longer. This is when we really start to let ourselves drift. And our supine pose is coming to an end. And slowly bend the knees if we're not already done so. And you may roll over to the right side of the body and slowly make your way up. Oh, lovely. Now at the front of our, facing the front of our mat, scooch back a bit. Taking our legs long into caterpillar, remove the fleshy part from your sits bones. Again, taking your rectangular bolster onto the tops of your legs or your pillows. Now coming into a forward fold, so the opposite bend. We opened up to the front of the body, now we open up through the back of the body. We do a nice big lift up, and then coming up and over top. You may let the forehead rest onto the backs of your hands. You can have your elbows down and then let the forehead rest that way too. What is going to work for you? You can stack your pillows up higher, letting the forehead rest. You can let the cheek rest. Finding what you would like to do for yourself. It's giving you some options here so your body feels supported with your props. Of course, using your hands as those props too, body. There's a big opening through our hamstrings into the lower back again. A different way to open here. widening instead of the compression and support. Compression and support through the front of the body. Again, we let ourselves drift, but being present. You may notice your physical body again. What you're feeling, what you're thinking. Let those feelings and thoughts pass one by one. Breathing into, with a nice big inhale, into areas that are tighter. Exhale breath, letting them release. Encouraging ourselves to let go. We make our way out of caterpillar, coming up. Draw up. And we hold for a moment. We can remove our pillows, placing them to the side. Excuse me. Take your hands behind, bend through the knees. Feet wider than the hips and windshield wiper knees side to side. Feel that nice massage into our hips. And making our way out. Left leg forward, right leg behind. A pelvic tilt for deer pose. Holding here where we add the twist over to the left side. Lift up with the pelvic tilt. You may also add a fold over to the side. You can use a prop to lie on. So a pillow. You can come over and let your forehead rest again. Build your props up. You may have your elbows down and then forehead resting into the hands. What will work for you? We notice our breath again. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, letting yourself release. Exhale breath being longer than the inhale breath. Checking in to see what our hips are doing. How do they feel? You feel the pressure onto the left side of the hip. You feel the opening into the right hip flexor. And coming out of deer pose. We're making our way back up. Coming out of the twist and to the other side. Right leg forward, left leg is behind. Just move your prop, get yourself ready. The other side. Now, knees are supported with the pelvic tilt. We may add the twist. You may add the fold over to the side. And let yourself go. Coming out of deer pose. Was that nice to be in quiet? Hearing a few sounds around you, maybe of music playing. Without me talking all the time. Now, coming out of the deer pose, take both of the legs forward. Take your hands on the side of the body, legs forward, and give them a little shake out. And hold. Shake one more time. And out. Bending through both the knees, take your knees over to the side. Rolling over to front of your body. In Shavasana, on the front of our body, let the right cheek rest, arms by the side of the body. Your heels will stay up towards the sky. Are we able to let ourselves release into the ground? Feeling this twist into our cervical spine. Let the stretch into our neck. Nice compression into the front of our body. Keeping our heels up towards the sky. So just pointing, letting the feet rest while your heels turn to the sky. And out of Shavasana, we take both of our arms forward. Head lifts, both arms forward. Into half bow. The forehead will rest. I'll show you an option for half bow, bending through the right knee, holding onto your ankle with your right hand. Now, pelvic tilt, just like we did before, but pelvic tilt, and you're pushing your right hip into the mat. The forehead may rest onto your forearm. Now, an option for this, so when you're doing this too, you can kick your foot away and press in towards the mat. An option would be lying on the side of the body. Both knees may be bent and hold onto the right ankle. Pelvic tilt. So which way would you like to do it for yourself? And so hold on to the pant leg or wrap something, a towel around your ankle, and then hold on to that towel. And coming out of half bow to the other side, releasing, your right arm comes forward, bending through the left knee, hold on to the left ankle with your left hand, or of course you may come over to the side and then hold on to the ankle. The forehead again rests. Pelvic tilt, pushing left hip in towards the mat. You may start doing the pelvic tilt and then kicking your foot away at the same time. coming out our pose, releasing ankle and back, sitting back. We'll all make our way to melting heart. So you may sit back first into child's pose. And then melting heart would be coming to all fours. Stepping forward, big step forward to the end of your mat and then to top of your mat. And then with the other hand too, we bring our forearms down towards the ground, toes down towards the ground, and my hips, you'll notice they're over top of my knees. Here, I draw my heart down, let the forehead rest. Maybe walk your hands forward a little bit more, finding what's going to work for you. So getting all along the outside of the arm, into the shoulder, and release. Feel that release into the middle of your back, along the sides of your back. Coming out of melting heart, coming up, back to all fours. Let's hold here for a moment and come to seated. We roll over to the side of the body and to our back. Taking the knees in towards the chest to a cradle. Hold here. Nice little hug for ourselves. Take your legs up straight. Open up the legs into a V. And we're lying on our back. We could do dragonfly upright. Oh, there's my foot right there. So nice and wide. So we could do dragonfly sitting upright and bringing our feet, our legs into a V, I should say. So in a V sit. So you could do that option too, or you're lying on your back. Support our legs, holding onto them. Outside of our legs with our hands. Bring up into the inner thighs here, into our groin. Inhale to all those areas. Feel. Exhale. Release our body. Starts to soften into the earth. Now, coming out of dragonfly, draw the legs together, so slow. Oh, big opening into those inner thighs. Now, back into cradle, tuck your knees into the chest and hold. Our lower back releases into the ground when we do this pose. Now we take our right foot down, left foot down. Take the feet wider than the hips. Draw your knees over to one side, then back to the center, and then to the other. Nice windshield wiper. Our pelvis. Straightening sides, hip flexors. Coming into bridge for our next pose, you may stack pillows up underneath of your sacrum, or you're using a block and letting the sacrum rest. Please don't look around when you come into this pose. So just so we can roll over to your side if your props are not handy, and then get your props. Set yourself up. So I'm going to use a block to place the middle height underneath of my tailbone. To place the block under that middle height. Just finding where it's going to work for you. Do a little shift to find that spot where it's going to be able to support your pelvis. Feeling hips, release, open. You can turn your palms, so arms resting on the ground, and turn your palms down towards the ground. Eyes closed. Just if you need to, and then come back into stillness. We're just coming to the close. So bring your hands back. Remove props from under us. Let the pelvis settle into the ground here. And next pose, draw the right knee, left knee in towards the chest. Your stirrup, setting ourselves up. Hold for a moment for cradle and then come into stirrup, turn your knees out towards the armpits. You may let your legs flop down towards the ground. You can open up your arms wider or a little bit deeper stretch through the inner thighs would be holding onto the ankles or holding onto the outside edge of the feet. And then this is when it's really nice to pull down. Get a little rocking first side to side. And then hold center. This nice big opening. Compression into your back. So opening into our pelvis. Inner thighs. And just breathe. A little bit longer for stirrup. Happy baby. Okay, now coming out of stirrup, bringing the knees back towards the chest and back into cradle. And hold for a moment. Take your right foot down, left foot down. Coming over to the front of our body, just like we did before. So lying on the front of our body. We'll come back to a nice big opening through our chest. We take the right knee up towards the armpit, lift up through the upper body. We thread the needle, so taking your left arm underneath of the right arm and coming, drawing your upper body up and over to the right side. My arm comes down towards the ground. You may rest your shoulder on something too, like a pillow. If this big opening through your shoulder doesn't work for you right now, you may put your arms in line with the shoulders. You may turn your head opposite way of the knee. It's bent. You may also change this pose so that you will lie on your back, bending both knees. Take your knees, one knee, then that knee into the chest, back into cradle, and then you can take your legs up and over to the left side. Excuse me. So you can do it that way too, if you find this is a little bit too much of an opening through. Now back into another twist here so that we are able to feel it into our spine. You may have support underneath of the right knee. Hello would be great to do that. However, if you wanted a deeper twist, you're drawing the right knee down towards the ground as much as possible and getting a deeper twist into the lower back. Into your QL here that we're feeling this. Quadratus. Form. Out of this twist, bring your head back to the center. Take your right hand, so bending through the right elbow, and take your right hand and slide it across your chest. Now we lie back onto the front of our body. You may let the forehead rest onto the backs of your hands. Take a moment here. Now to the other side, bending through the left knee. We lift our upper body up, come onto those forearms. Take your right arm, threading through to the other side, so threading the needle, and bring your upper body up and over. So take that left arm up and over, setting yourself up to where you see fit. You can line your back again and then draw the knees up towards the chest. And then bring them up and over to the right side. That twist. It's not as big of a twist. It depends on what we're working with, of course, with what our physical body is good with doing right now. What are we good with doing right now? Maybe how we're feeling emotionally. Where we are at with our thoughts. You may turn the head the opposite way of the knee, that knee. And I know this is such a lovely pose. We're gonna come out of it and move into our final pose. So turn your head back towards the center. Coming out of this pose by bending through the left arm and let your left hand slide across the chest and onto front of the body. Here, let the forehead rest one more time. Come into child's pose one more time. And now coming up and making our way into Shavasana. Now you can turn and lie on your back for Shavasana. You may open up your body into a big X. You may have your legs straight or knees bent. You may lie on the side of your body. You may have your legs up below. You can come into meditative pose with your hands resting on your knees. We all close our eyes and feel your eye sockets heavy. Our breath slows. Gentle. Hearing sounds around us. Just letting them pass. You may follow one sound for a bit. You can draw into another. Thinking of one of your favorite places to be. We may let ourselves go there. Let ourselves just be in this place. I will call you back when it is time. And now coming back. Breathe. Feeling yourself rested. And wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Shift through our body. And then bending the right knee, left knee, taking your right arm overhead and rolling over to your right side to fetal. Now we make our way up to a comfortable seated position for ourselves. Placing your hands to your heart center. Now we come back to our focus. Having a good night's sleep. Thinking of how we were able to come to this place where we were able to feel calm, where we were able to feel rested. You can go there when you make your way to bed. Let ourselves drift and enjoy. Have a good night's sleep. Thank you very much for joining me. Namaste.